Hello students, we are going to start with the phylum Chordata. You know that we do belong to phylum Chordata. What are the characteristics which makes the organism to be there in the phylum Chordata? As we have already studied, they are triploblastic, they are coelomate, they are bilateral symmetry. These we have studied earlier in non-chordates also. Now, what is making the chordates different from non-chordates? That is by the presence of four things. Keep your finger raised. First, notochord. Second, dorsal hollow nerve cord. Third is the pharyngeal gill slits. And fourth is post-anal tail. Okay, so what are those four things? Notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord, pharyngeal gill slits, and the post-anal tail. Now, what is the difference between chordates and non-chordates? In chordates, notochord is present. In chordates, hollow, single, dorsal, central nervous system is present. In chordates, pharyngeal gill slits are present. In chordates, heart is in the ventral side, very important point, and post-anal tail is present. Whereas in non-chordates, the notochord is not present, central nervous is on the ventral side, and if present, it is solid, not hollow, and it is double, not single. Gill slits are not present. Heart is on the dorsal side if present, and post-anal tail is absent. So these are the four characteristics which makes the organism different from non-chordates. Fine. Now, in the case of chordate, we are going to discuss, let me make the thing enlarged to you. This is the flow diagram for the classification of chordate. In this, chordates are further divided into protochordate and vertebrate. Then, protochordates, that is acraniata, that is the Ballenglosses, we have already studied. Hemichordates. Then in subphylum, as the chordate is phylum, it is further divided into subphylum, that is Agnantha and the Gnethostoma. Now, what is their difference between the Agnantha and Gnethostoma? That in the case of Agnantha, they lack jaws, and in the case of Gnethostoma, they bear jaws. We have jaws. Fine. Then Agnantha which lack jaws, under that we are going to study about lamprey, that is the cyclostomata. This is the class cyclostomata in which we are going to study the organism lamprey. Then Gnethostomata that bears the jaws are further divided into superclass, that is the Pisces and Tetrapoda. In Pisces comes the fishes which bear fins. We are going to study about the classes Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. Chondrichthyes is one class, Osteichthyes is the another class. Chondrichthyes means cartilaginous and Osteichthyes means which have bones. Then tetrapoda, tetra means four, poda means feet, appendages to move, which includes amphibia, reptile, aves and mammal class. In amphibia, frog, toad, salamander; reptilia, garden lizard, wall lizard, snake, alligator; aves includes all birds, that is sparrow, pigeon; and mammals include rat, rabbit, bat, whale, and so many. Fine. So this is the classification of the chordata. Otherwise, what is there in the case that in the chordata, we have in our NCERT urochordata and cephalochordata is there. What is the difference between? Otherwise, chordata are further divided into three, that is the urochordata, cephalochordata and vertebrata. Now in urochordata, notochord is only in the larval stage, and in cephalochordata, the notochord is from head to tail throughout the life. in the cephalopod, that are the filter feeding invertebrates, and but they are chordates, they are marine. And why they are, the very good example which we will be studying is branchiostoma. And in the branchiostoma, that is also called as the lancelet. So in this, what is there is that notochord is there, which is persisting throughout the life. Fine. But in the nerve cord, they don't have brain. Brain is not formed. Pharyngeal gill slits are numerous. They are present in adults, and the tail persists throughout the life. But they are ciliary feeders. They are unisexual branchiostoma. They are filter feeding chordates. Fine. So we will be discussing it later also. Now, what are the characteristics? This is the difference between protochordates and vertebra. We have already done it. Now, in the case of, this is the cyclostomata, we are not going to do presently. First of all, you must know what are the main characteristics of chordate. Is one by one we are going to study about that. First is the notochord. What is notochord? Notochord is solid, unjointed, stiff but flexible rod which is located in the mid-dorsal line between the alimentary canal and the nerve cord. Between the nerve cord and the alimentary canal, notochord is present. What is the function? It supports and points for the muscle attachment. It persists throughout the life in the lower chordates. Very important one, please listen it. In the lower chordate, it is there throughout the life. But in the higher chordates, it is replaced by a jointed vertebral column or backbone. We all have backbone, that is a vertebral column. So this is not a complete solid rod. It is the jointed vertebral column. As in the higher ones, it is replaced by the jointed vertebral column, that is the vertebral column between the alimentary canal and the nerve cord. And in the non-chordates, the notochord is not present. Now, coming to the second point, that is the dorsal hollow nerve cord. Just I told you that notochord is present between alimentary canal and nerve cord. Now we are going to discuss about the nerve cord. Nerve cord in the chordates is dorsal and at the back side, that is a dorsal, and it is hollow. It is single, it is dorsal, it is hollow. Is it clear? So you have to keep this thing in mind. And it persists throughout the life in the chordates. Okay, so nerve cord of non-chordate, if present, is solid, it is double, but in the case of the chordates, it is single, it is dorsal, it is hollow and non-ganglionated. Fine. So which is going to, this nerve cord is going to form in the adult, it is going to form central nervous system which consists of brain and spinal cord. So spinal cord is running through in between vertebral column, you know very well. So this dorsal hollow nerve cord in the higher chordate is going to give rise to, that is the central nervous system, which includes brain and the spinal cord. Next coming is the pharyngeal gill slits. The pharyngeal slits are the paired opening which are present on the lateral sides of the pharynx and opens to the exterior. They play a very important role in respiration in aquatic vertebrates. You know that in the fishes they have a gills. Okay, so but in the at the higher chordates, these pharyngeal gill slits, they get modified to form a jaw support. They play a very important role in hearing. Fine, and also many other functions are there. Non-chordates, they don't have a pharyngeal gill slits. They have only the sense organ by which they can sense the surrounding. But in the case of the chordates, they have a paired gill slits, which are in the higher chordates get modified for jaw support for hearing. Fine. Then come to muscular tail. The tail is the part of the body which is behind the cloaca or the anal opening, and it consists of muscle, blood vessels, but no organ is present in the tail. Then what is the function? Tail plays a very important role in the aquatic species, but in the higher chordates it gets reduced or is absent. So in the case of the some of the chordate, the tail gets reduced or absent in the some of the chordates. I hope these 4 points are very much clear to you.